rhyming. So much evil in this world, I sit back like, why bother? But get a different view every time that I call dollar. It's like Numi got the Uzi, man, she always spitting facts. She be dropping bombs, make all of them double back. And then the crime raises. It's something that they never gonna get that. But it's cool, let's sit back and chit chat. Unveiled mindset.
You gotta be stoic, you can't be frail. If you get on the track, you can't derail. If you stick around long enough,
you will surely be unveiled.
What's poppin', what's did it? Welcome to another Unveiled Mindset podcast episode number I can't remember, but just stay tuned. It's gonna be another wonderful episode.
Hey guys, welcome.
You jumped the gun, but we're gonna keep going. Again, Unveiled Mindset, hosted by me, Dawda Kande, my lovely wife, Num Sokaba. Go ahead.
Thanks for the introduction. But yes, welcome back, guys. This is Unveiled Mindset, where we have purpose-filled and enlightening conversation that help nurture growth and unveil the mind. And we do so by, talking about a lot of different things.
Yep.
Sometimes we like to be enlightening. Sometimes, it's funny. You learn lessons through comedy, and it's good for the soul to just laugh things out. And, we're here to have a good time. So,
yes, sir.
Let's get started. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment down below. If you are tuning in from Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify or any of the other audio portions, make sure you leave a comment. Let us know what you think.
Yep.
Let us know what you think down below. And yeah, thanks for coming back. Okay. So I have two funny, one of them I actually read a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. It was this Amazon comment. So I'm going to read you two funny things. Okay. That I think is funny. So let's see if he actually thinks it's funny. And I want to know, like, if it was you, what would you do in this situation? Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this first one, like I said, I read years ago, and it was an actual like Amazon review. Mm-hmm. And if you let us know in the comment down below if you also heard this before. But all right, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So the title of the review is "Just Don't, Unless It's a Gift for Someone You Hate." Okay. This is a review that's left under like this sugar-free gummy. Okay. So it says, "Oh man, words cannot express what happened to me after eating these. The gummy bear cleanse. If you are someone that can tolerate the sugar substitute, enjoy. If you are like the dozen of the people that had tried my order, run. First of all, for the taste, I would rate these about a 5. So, it's so good, soft, true to taste for the fruit flavors, like the sugar variety. I was a happy camper. But with 2 B's, okay? Not long after eating about 20 of these, all hell broke loose. I had gastrointestinal
What the hell is that?
experience like nothing I've ever imagined. Cramps, sweating, bloating beyond my worst nightmare. I've had food poisoning from some bad shellfish, and it was like almost like a skip in a park compared to what was going on inside of me. Then came the flatulence. Heavens to, I don't know what this is, Murgatroyd? The sounds like trumpets calling the demons back to hell. The stench, like 1,000 rotten corpse vomited. I couldn't stand to stay in one room for fear of succumbing to my own odors.
Nah, that's nasty.
But wait, there's more. What came out of me felt like someone tried to funnel Niagara Falls through a coffee straw.
Oh, that's nasty, bro.
I swear. I don't know what this is. Sphincters? I don't know what this is. Some medical term, some body part. Were screaming. It felt like my delicate starfish was a gaping maw, projectile vomiting. A torrential flood of toxic waste. 100% liquid. Flammable liquid. Napalm.
Man, this room starting to stink.
It was actually a bit humorous for a nanosecond. as it was just beyond anything I could imagine possible. And it went on for hours. I felt violated when it was over, which I think might have been sometime in the early morning the next day. There was stuff coming out of me that I ate from my wedding in 2005. I had 5 pounds of these innocent looking, delicious tasting hell bears. So I told my friend about what happened to me, thinking it had to be some type of sensitivity that I had to the sugar substitute. And in spite of my warnings and graphic descriptions, she decided to take her chances and take them off my hands. Silly woman. All the same for her. And a phone call from her while in the toilet, because you kind of end up living in the bathroom for a spell, telling me she was really wish she had listened to me. I think she was crying. Her sister was skeptical and suspected that we were exaggerating. She took them to work since there was 99% of the 5 pound bag left. She works for a construction company where they're builders, roofers, house painters, landscapers, etc. Lots of the people who generally have limited access to toilets on a given day. I can't imagine where all of those poor men and women pooped that day. I kept envisioning men on roofs crossing their legs and trying to decide if they can make it down the ladder or if they should just jump. If you order these, best of luck to you. And please don't post a video review during the aftershocks. P.S. Nice. When I order these, the warnings and disclaimers and legalese were not posted. I'm not a moron. Also, not sure why so many people assume I'm a man. I am a woman.
Wait, what? Because that was going to be my next question.
We poop too. Of course, our poop sparkles and smells like a walk in the meadow wildflowers. Thanks for all the great comments. I've been enjoying reading them. So glad that the horror show I experienced from snacking on these has at least made some people smile.
That's crazy. So this was a girl the whole time.
Yeah.
She said
the sound sounded like trumpets bringing demons back to hell.
It's the Niagara Fall through a coffee straw.
So
he's like, well,
Lord.
That's not diarrhea. Like, is she still alive?
I hope so.
The way she described because I didn't have, like, in the past, I didn't kind of, like, explain my story before, but it wasn't like that.
It wasn't like that.
But it seemed like she had that is definitely a catastrophe. But
it is.
The way she, like, kind of, like, explained.
Described her experience.
Yeah, described her experience, but it sounded like Shakespeare, like, wrote that.
It was so beautiful.
It was poetic. I ain't never heard, like.
It was poetic.
Poetic diarrhea, bro. That is crazy.
It was so beautiful and poetic. Like, wow.
She said it smelled like 100 dead corpse vomit. What does that mean?
1,000.
So how does corpse vomit? Like
that's the point, because corpse, like, it's like this, and then on top of that, it's somehow.
Corpse.
This gummy bear made the 1,000 corpse she's talking about come back to life, eat some shit, and also then vomit.
So the gummy bear was supposed to clean her stomach out.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being clean. So basically, her inside was filthy.
She said she felt like things that she ate from her wedding 5-6 years before then was coming out.
So wait. So this is a sick person. Because if you got stuff in your stomach from 5-6 years ago.
No, I know. It's part of the art.
I know it's part of the art. Yeah, it's art. So you're like, let's all art. Let me do my art.
You want to do a cleanse?
Hell no. Not that gummy bear. Next thing
people do cleanse all. Actually, it probably will help with bloating and stuff.
Yeah, I'm saying not the gummy bear she took.
But obviously that works. That's that.
She almost died.
Everything from above, below.
Bro, what if she said she was spitting out, vomiting things from 5-6 years ago? What if in the mix of that you end up vomiting one of your kidneys out? Like, now you're dead. It's like, bro, that's crazy, bro.
No, that's intense.
Filthy.
Imagine if someone's at school or at work.
Nah,
that's a sick day. You're gonna have to figure something out.
That is just wild, bro. Like,
that is wild. Let us know. What would you guys do? Would you how you would probably just pray that like it's over. You know what I'm saying?
But one question though, if things from 5-6 years ago, why are those?
I think she's just exaggerating. The same thing as the corpse vomiting.
I know, I'm exaggerating too.
Okay.
Why you got that in your stomach still?
I mean, they say that people that eat some They say sometimes McDonald's stay in your stomach for years.
What?
Or like that ramen. Like, you know, ramen, like or not, like, I don't know for how long. Don't quote me. But I did see videos about like ramen or about certain things that like they don't digest like.
So where do they go? They just stay in your stomach?
And then eventually they'll digest. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
I guess. I don't know.
She went 5 years without pooping.
Okay.
That's crazy.
All right. Let me
That is just crazy.
let me read this other one. All right. Last night, my wife's boss from her brand new job invited us over to dinner. On the drive over, my wife reiterated many times to me how important it was to make a good impression. I scoffed and arrogantly informed my wife, my silly wife, that I always make good impressions, of course. My wife's boss is a single lady in her 50s, so it was just the three of us. We chit-chatted over drinks and salad and seemed to really be hitting it off. She laughed at my well-timed, perfectly appropriate jokes, and my wife seemed pleased. Soon, she brought out the main course, a nice, big, juicy steak for each one of us. As I began to cut into the steak, I was discouraged to discover how undercooked the steak was. Now, I've had my fair share of rare steaks. I prefer medium, but I can handle rare. This was several minutes on a hot grill, too short of rare. I probably could have what is it? I can never say
reciprocated.
No, I can never say that word.
Let me see.
When you bring back to life.
Oh, reincarnated?
No.
Bring back what to life?
Not fully dead though. Like
coma?
The person is still alive. Resuscitated.
You say when you're brought back alive.
But you're alive already. I guess when you're we're almost gonna die. Anyways.
Okay, resuscitated.
Yeah, resuscitated. I probably could have resuscitated the cow had I tried. Cause get it, it was like that raw. Instead, I sat there fidgeting with my knife and fork, worrying about how I was gonna get away with not eating this steak. Should I claim veganism? No, I've already said with great enthusiasm. Upon seeing the steak.
So what was wrong with the steak?
It was too rare.
Got you.
Just then, our hostess excused herself to the kitchen to take care of some dessert preparations. As I looked across the fancy dining room table at an open window to this third story apartment, a cartoon light bulb appeared over my head.
Ding.
I knew I had to be decisive, realizing that she could return at any moment. I committed. I grabbed the steak with my hand, gently shook off the juices, and executed a perfect throw right out the window to the center of the open window. Here's my big time FU. The window wasn't open. It was the cleanest freaking window you've ever seen in your life.
And it threw a steak tried to throw it through the window, and it got stuck to the.
That is until my mostly raw slab of steak slammed up against it and slowly slid down, leaving a trail of bloody juice in its way.
I look like a murder scene.
My wife, whose steak was nice and medium rare, was unaware of my predicament.
Oh, weak.
She turned, jaw dropped, and stared at me like I was an alien from another planet.
No, that's funny.
This look slowly morphed into more of the "there's no place on this planet you could ever hide from me" expression of demonic anger.
That's crazy.
My wife's boss heard the thump on the of the steak on the window impact and quickly came quickly. She took in the scene, the steak sliding down the windowsill, the bloody trail, my empty plate, and then gave me an inquisitive, puzzled look.
Oh, weak.
I just didn't know what to say. It felt like a minute of silence.
Oh, weak.
It felt like a minute of silence, but was probably 3 or 4 seconds. Finally, the best I could manage was, I'm so sorry. I'm such a klutz.
What is that?
That means like when you're a klutz, like, you know, you trip over things, or you're like
like somebody being like clumsy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm such a klutz. I don't know. I was just cutting it and it slipped.
Oh, weak. So this is crazy.
just ask my wife. I really am a klutz, right, honey? No help coming from that direction.
Oh,
I will clean this up. I can't believe this. I'm so sorry, etc., etc. Both women continue to stare at me like I had escaped from the looting bin. As I smeared the blood around the window with my cloth napkin, dusted off the snake. Dusted off the steak.
That's why.
Wait.
You find this really funny.
Dusted off the steak and continued to mutter my innocent explanation. I knew no one. I knew no one was buying the story.
I mean,
I had to do what I had to do. I sheepishly turned to my seat and proceeded to eat every bite.
who the wife? Or he did.
He did. He dusted off the steak and proceeded to eat every bite of distinguished, cold, chewy, bloody raw steak. I remained pretty quiet for the rest of the evening. My wife's only 2 words to me since the incidents are, "I'm fine."
I'm weak.
Tried to sneakily throw my undercooked steak through a window, only to find out it wasn't open.
That's crazy. Now that's a funny story, like, cause I think that's like that story. He explained that well, cause that happens, right? Like, I mean, I agree with him. Like, blood. If it's bloody, like if it bloody is like.
And okay, so imagine like you're in a, cause I guess I could see what he's saying in terms of like, this was really, really important, you know, for her and the meeting and everything like that. And then especially, I guess this lady is like cooking the food.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like, what would you do in the situation?
Like, I'm not gonna do what he did. Like, I would fake it like I'm eating it, right? Like I'm gonna spit out every like bite.
Where
like,
are you gonna put it? In
either
your pocket?
in my pocket, or I'm gonna have like be close to, like I'm gonna get up and go to the trash can, like act like I'm grabbing some water and spit it out and put it in the trash. Cause I've done that before.
Really?
Like mine wasn't because like it was bloody, but you know Africans, like you gotta finish you gotta finish your plate.
Yeah.
Right. So you know when I was young, they was like, oh, like I was known for like eating a lot. They be like, hey, like, you know, he eats a lot, you know. Ooh. So I finished the first plate and they said, do you want more? I said, yeah. But they added a lot more.
Too much.
Right? So I was like, oh, I'm eating. And I'm like, oh, I'm full. I didn't even go through like halfway. And I'm full. And then you can't get up. You got to finish it. And then Monty's like, y'all got to finish our plate. So, man, every time they look away, like I'll put it in my mouth and spit it out. Either put it in my pocket or I'll get up, act like I'm going to the kitchen. I'll put it in the trash. But I took about maybe 5 trips. Like go through, act like I'm grabbing water. I'm like, oh, like my water's done. I'm just dumping it in there, dumping it. When I was done, like I'm like, I'm gonna take the trash out. I'm gonna take that so they don't find it. But I agree, bro. Like what can you do at that point? Like you can't be like, nah.
That's rude.
Yeah, you gotta.
Or like I don't know, like can I actually cook this like more well done, or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean you don't want to hurt nobody because this happened. Another story too. Similar. When I was young, my auntie used to cook these wings, right? The wings were so good. Then one day, she cooked again. So we're all eating, me, my auntie, and my uncle. And then like one of the wings was like undercooked, like bad. And so I'm eating. I grab one, I eat it, and it's like it's bloody and it's very undercooked. I was like, ugh, like my reaction, because I was young. I was like maybe 13. So since I put it in my mouth, like my initial reaction was to react right away. So I was like, I was like, ugh, this one is undercooked. Ugh. Then I look up, my auntie looking at me, dead in my face. So I look. I was like, it's not that bad. Like, cause you know at that point I'm scared. I'm like, it's not that bad. She said, "Hey, man, I don't want to cuss because it's man gonna go eat you fry." Is that you? And next time you gonna cook yourself.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I feel so bad. But the rest of the wings was good. The wings was always good. But you know, him trying to throw it out the window is crazy. But
the thing is though, he had like if the window was open, his life would have been.
No, it probably would have hit somebody down there.
It probably would have. But then he would have, on his way out, probably grabbed it and put it somewhere, you know?
Put it in your pocket would have been way much better.
But for him, because the thing is with this, the one, right? In this situation, this lady, she stepped out real quick. She's about to be back. And then you guys are all there.
Yeah.
So in the midst of, and it's a small table, in the midst of you chewing, there's no way of like hiding to keep putting, and this is a steak. Mm-hmm. So you're going to constantly, at least 20 times, need to like spit it out and put it in your pocket. So he really
if you cut it big, we're men. We eat like savages. If you cut it big, you can like partially go in your part of it go in your pocket, part of it go in the trash.
But no, what I'm saying is this lady, like he had a very small window of opportunity because the whole time she's there.
But she's not just like looking at you the whole time eating though, right?
I mean, it's 3 of them at a table.
Yeah, like you chew it like. You probably got the napkin. Yeah, like at some point somebody gotta get up and go get some water, right? They
probably have cold water and everything on the table.
At some point somebody's gonna get up from the table to go somewhere, right? Like, or what I would have done, I would have called her phone. Like, but if the phone is next to her, then she don't have to get up. Then I'm like, yo, honey, do you, is there somebody at the door? Like, you hear that?
It's at the lady's house.
Is it the lady house?
Yeah.
Oh, do you hear that noise? Is somebody at your door? Like, I'm like,
yeah, he would definitely, he would have to like have several distractions. So for on his end, what he was like, shoot, I have this whole steak. This is my window of opportunity. I don't know if she's going to get up again or not. So I got to make this steak disappear.
So look,
honey, open your purse.
He wasn't trying to embarrass the lady, right?
Yeah.
But also
and his wife.
But if you tell the wife, okay, it's not good.
Yeah.
Then she would, she like, okay, like, let's
right,
find a way.
Put in my purse.
Or literally, you can put it under her wig. Put the steak right under her wig. Or you know what I would have done?
She's probably doesn't. What if she doesn't have a wig?
At this point, we're out of luck, right?
You just put it in her purse. Put it in her purse. Or put it in put it in the napkin. Put it in her purse. Put it in the napkin.
I know
put
what I
it
would
in
have
your
done.
jacket.
For example, let's say me and you in that situation. We go to Aisha's house. Mm-hmm. Her cooking is bad, and like I don't want to hurt her feelings or whatever. And I was sick. I would probably tap you like bad, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, me, like I've been on a diet. I don't eat much. Like most of the time, like I eat half of my food and the rest go to my wife. So I would cut it half and put half on your plate. I would put half on your plate.
Why would you throw me under the bus?
I mean that's your friend.
Actually, for her, because it's what it sounds like is like it sounds like her meat her steak was like well done. Or like
wife.
Medium well, yeah, rare, medium rare.
Who the lady's house?
Yeah, so the guy was like, oh, his wife is over here eating because her steak is good, and it's just his steak that's just like way too.
I would have trade.
The one thing too, he said, what did he say? Because you said you would have just been like, oh, honey, the food and stuff. I forget what I was gonna say.
You said that her stuff was well done.
Yeah. What did you say? You said
I said I would have. I'm like, yeah. I'm like I would have cut half and put it on my wife's plate.
And then you said you would have said, oh, I'm on a diet and stuff. The thing he also mentioned that like when he first saw the steak and stuff, he was like, oh yeah, this is great. Like I'm hungry.
When he first saw it,
he was excited about it. Yeah. Because at first he was like, should I claim veganism? Like, should I say I'm reducing red meat?
It is what it is at this point.
Dude, that is hilarious.
That's a mission,
throwing it out the window.
That's a mission. You go to somebody else, they're cooking is bad. For example, like a lot of Africans, they do this. If somebody bring food to their crib, like if they don't like it, they, soon as you leave, they're gonna throw it away, right? Or whenever they come to your house, they know you're bad at cooking or whatever. They always tell you that they're full.
Yeah, so, and even first of all, that part, okay. Every single African child out there, you guys know this. Every single African person out there, a person that grew up in Africa, or a person even that grew up here and that is African. I'm gonna say specifically West African because I don't know if the other side did it. Every West African experience. When you go to somebody's house, they give you food, they give you water, I'm full. Yeah.
Especially if your parents tell you, like, don't eat at this person's house. Or when you go out, don't eat. But
don't eat at nobody's house.
Yeah, if it's specific, like, when you go to Tanti house, don't eat over there. You're not supposed to eat over there.
Which is crazy. Like, literally, you could be, you smelling the food smells so good. the food is everything, but then you look at your parent and it's like, don't eat there.
And then the funny thing is, Kevin said something. He was like, he said, when I was young, I never understood, like, why is that? He was like, why would you take me to somebody house that you don't like, and tell me not to eat their food? So why bring me here? Right?
I think with that, people, especially back there, like, people like to be diplomatic in the sense of they don't know people's intentions. And so, but to your point, why would you bring me to somebody's house that could potentially poison me, right?
Yeah, or be cool with that person.
Yeah. But I think it's that aspect of like being diplomatic, because I think some of those people, like, they grew up in like certain families where it could be their cousin, it could be whatever, you know what I'm saying? And like, the way that they just grew up. And then it's crazy because like I've now grown up, and I don't know if it's for you, but like it's just my habit of I don't often eat at people's house. And it's not even like because I think any way or the other, it's just I've now gotten into that habit. And then also like you just never know, like some people it just might also be like you just never know, like, okay, what if you don't eat pork, and what if they're using like the pot like that, they cook something with pork in it and then they're putting it together, like, and then you're eating it. Or
that's not the main issue. The main issue sometimes it be you don't know if the person is clean.
It's clean too. Like you don't know if the person's clean. But say for example, it's like a friend and your friend and stuff like that. Like for me, I'll eat at people's house like if I'm really hungry. But for the most part, I've just gotten used to like not eating at people's house.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie.
Even if I 100% try, like I'm like if I'm not hungry, I'm not gonna force myself to eat at your house just because you order food.
Yeah, it's
or
like
just not that you ordered, just because you have food and you're offering it to me. You know what I'm saying?
It's like it's a cultural thing. It's like the reason I think like that because I still think like that today. That come from like when you go to such and such house, don't eat, right? Like I always to this day that's stuck with me. Remember that one time we went to somebody's house, and then they're like, "You hungry?" I was like, "Nah." Like, he was like, "We full."
For some reason, both said we were full at the same time.
For some reason, like, I was like, I'm like, yo, I don't know if I can trust it. Like, I'm good. Like, you feel me? Like,
and also,
I could be completely wrong, but it's just the fact that we grew up that way.
Yeah.
You just be careful.
And for me in that particular, we were also getting food after,
Yeah. Oh, did we? Oh, yeah. We had ordered food.
We had ordered food that we were gonna pick up. So I'm like, no, I'm not hungry. I don't want to eat. And then also like I don't want to eat like because you just got African food, which I got African food in my house too. So I don't want to eat African food here. But like sometimes I go to my friends, they have a dinner party and we go and we have dinner and we eat there. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's true.
But to your point, like if it's like a really, really, really close friend, of course, like if we have a dinner party or a dinner event and stuff like that, there's zero problems with that.
Okay.
But even if it's a close friend and let's say I'm not hungry, I'm not gonna eat at your house just because you have food there.
Okay, I'm gonna name
unless I'm hungry.
I'm gonna name some people. Let me know if you eat their food. Right?
The answer is no to everybody.
No to everybody? Yeah, like.
Or not no to everybody. No to everybody except a select few.
Yeah.
Like close. I feel like people would know. Like if we're really, really, really close friends, or if like, yeah, I don't know. If you're really close friend, or if I've seen like how you cook, like often, like I've seen how you cooked, and I've seen like the way that you're cleaning your chicken and you're cleaning this, and I've seen you do it. Then I'm like, okay.
So okay, I'm gonna give you 3 names. Best cook.
My mom.
No, wait. I didn't even give you the names yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm just giving you the criteria. Best cook. Somebody cooking. Best cook and a cooking that you won't eat. Right? And what's the other one? Best cook, a cooking that you won't eat, and a cooking that look like it's gonna be spicy, like overly spicy. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we have Flavor Flav. Wait, we have Sexy Red. We have Megan Thee Stallion. So, who looks like that they make overly like spicy food?
Flavor Flav.
Okay, who cooking you won't eat?
Sexy Red.
And best cook?
Megan.
You think Megan Thee Stallion is a better cook? Because honestly, like sometimes the best cook don't be. It be the ratchet one that be the best cook sometimes.
The reason is because I don't know. Sexy Red got like those lipstick colors talking about and called discharge and all this other stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know what she about to put in, what secret ingredient she's about to put in her food. I don't know what, like, the cleanliness of the pots and this and that. Like, if you have lipstick called gonorrhea and discharge and all of the other stuff.
Nah, that's facts.
I don't know what oil you're using. If you're using organic discharge oil.
Yeah, like she probably put a whole foot in there, bro.
So
literally,
I'm going to not eat there. I would say Megan. Megan gives me I don't know, but like I would say she gives me vibes of like it would be clean and it would be done or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Flavor Flav, he gives. I mean, I was gonna say like Flavor Flav, I ain't gonna lie, he probably he gets spicy too.
Flavor Flav probably put cocaine in your food, but nah. Yeah, like, you know, that's how it be sometimes, bro. So sometimes it's always not like what you think it would be, bro. So
yeah,
you know, like me, I always want my steak to be like well done. I don't like the medium rare. I don't know, like it's like you vampire, bro. Like,
I like well done. I also like medium well. I like medium well. It's just medium well, like, to me, there's really like not pink. It's just juicy. It's just not like hard, you know.
So quick question to wrap it up. So would you for in the future for our kids, would you tell them like not to eat at other people's house?
Yes.
Like, are you gonna be, is that like everywhere you go or just?
Yes.
So okay.
For me, I think it's a good thing. Like, I think it's a good thing for people to get used to, or maybe not people, but like at least for my kids, the same way that like I was raised with my parents. It may not come from like a paranoia of like, oh my goodness, you never know this and that. But I think it's important to be wary of where you cook or where you eat. Like, we've seen YouTube videos of like people just like the food that they make and things like that, you know?
You know, I okay, let's break this down. So like, I understand, I probably say the same thing too, but I always tell you, restaurants are dirty as hell.
Yes.
And we eat at restaurants, everybody eat at restaurants. So it's like, don't eat over here. Okay, Mom, I'm about to go to this restaurant. Okay.
Yeah. You know what? That actually reminds me, literally this week, right? Mm-hmm. For lunch, I wanted to get like a turkey cheese sub. That's what I was feeling. So I went down the street around the corner. There was like a store, a little market. And so in New York, every restaurant has to have a letter outside, a rating, right? So I walked into one of them and then I backed up, looked at the sign again because I had missed it. Looked at the sign again, and then I saw it said rating pending. I was like, and then
what does that mean? Like, they having rating?
They're like pending. Yeah. Maybe the food authorities came and then like they changed a few things and then now they're waiting for the updated rating or whatever. Either way, to me, it was not a clear A. Yeah. So I turned around. The one right across the street had an A. I left, went right across the street.
Probably still dirty.
But to me, at least I know that like
what is safer than
what the letter is, you know? Because because it's A, B, and C.
Yeah. And
you don't even like, you can literally see it's on a point system. Yeah. Like B, you can have a B, and then they've found like mice droppings in the restaurant and things like that. Like, so, and I remember when I first moved to New York, I used to have this app where you can literally like go and look up their violations.
Gotcha.
That was crazy though. I was like, all right, I don't need that. I'm gonna.
And you know, like funny, like when you go on Instagram, a lot of time you see these videos people cooking like in India. Mm-hmm. Like you seen those videos? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, the street foods in India, terrible. Mm-hmm. Like it be looking so nasty. They look like they put their foot. They look like they put food under their armpits, snots. It looks so dirty.
I think, but here's where I want to caveat that is, I think.
No, I said the street food. I'm not saying they. I'm just saying the video they put it out themselves.
Food, what I'm gonna say about that is, like, the restaurants, for example, like probably really really good because even here I love Indian food. You love Indian food
all the time. Yeah.
But I think over there, even the street food, I think it just maybe really also depends because like we see like I've seen videos and stuff of Africa where I'm like. All right, y'all are doing like yes, that crazy. Exists for sure, but it makes it as if it's the entire continent.
No, that's not like, the entire because I had a follow up after, but go ahead.
Yeah, like I remember like when what was it when Ebola happened and stuff like that, and then just Guinea, and it was like there was this idea that like, oh yeah, you guys eat bats there, you eat rats, you eat like all these like bush meat, and it's like, no, not everyone.
Yeah, it's
eats
a group
that,
of people that eat bush meat,
and it's a very specific group of people that live in a specific area.
Like they shun those people. Like
exactly,
they're looked up. Yeah,
because religiously, like you can't even eat like certain types of like meat like that. So it was a complete what do they call it?
What? Misconception?
Yes.
Okay. So I mean, today you've been confusing me. But look, the reason why I said that, I feel like
each other's sentences, guys.
I feel like they do that on purpose to go viral. That's what I feel like, right? Because like, it's like they don't. I feel like because I seen like
they put their foot sweat. They put it in there.
Yeah, and I seen one where a guy was like he was serving people, whatever, and then he had a bottle, this big bottle, like he peed in it. Didn't even wash his hands and came back and serve people food. Like I feel like they're going viral, try to go viral. Because I've seen other videos of like Indian street food that's not like that at all.
And it looks good.
It looks good, right? So I'm like, all right, because it's like maybe like last year, I started seeing that, me myself personally. But it's like, to me, it's funny because it's like, and they move so fast and they do this, they do that. Like I seen one today too. It's like, it's crazy. But people be like, I'm not eating Indian food. I'm like, bro, we be eating Indian food, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Because especially the ones that say they're not eating it here. Like if you think think about it, like just some of the things that you see from like African food or over there, it makes it seem as if like everybody's cooking, like sitting on the floor, cooking on the ground with the dirt.
Yeah, that's not everybody. Yeah, like,
you get what I'm saying?
Some people struggle, so they have to do what they gotta do.
Yeah,
and they sell stuff on the street to make ends meet. But
or those markets where like there's the flies on all of your food, and then they'll brush up your fly, and then they'll give it to you. Like that happens, but that's not all of Africa. And even Africans there will be selective and be like, I'm not eating that.
Because like they would tell you, like it was a story one time that there was a guy that was selling dog meat on the street, right? Like, so you got to be careful. Everybody don't have money to do it. They would do anything to make money, like selling fly sandwiches.
Ew.
Like I told you the story one time, right? Like it's cool. Like this lady, she was selling sandwiches and it's like sardine and eggs and some other stuff. And then everybody was in line. I was in line too, right? And then it was my turn. Somebody was ahead of me, and this big fly came and sat on top of the food. Bro, I was so disgusted. I thought I inside was, but eventually I didn't. But so I was like, I'm not buying that. But she turned and she looked at me. I said, I looked at her. I said, no, I don't like, eggs like that. I'm gonna buy this one. Bro, I bought it. I didn't eat it. I threw it away. Yeah. Bro, you know how much I hate flies, bro. You're not about to sell me a fly sandwich, bro.
Yeah. And that's my main point, like with the India thing, is that like we I have seen a lot of those but I try to also remember like what I've seen about Africa, and I'm like I want to definitely, I don't want to paint the whole, because it's huge, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to paint the whole country.
It's just the TikTok videos that go viral about it. Yeah, those one, like obviously I feel like they're doing it on purpose. But I have this question though, right? Because like I feel like Indian food and African food to a certain extent are similar, like with the rice.
Yeah.
Like what's the peanut sauce? Like I like the peanut sauce, and the one the Indians like make too, like, and like that's my favorite. So do you? Because Africans be like, Indian food is very spicy. And then African food is spicy. We're African, by the way. So, like, I want to know today, like, on your how you say it? Damn.
Your opinion.
In your opinion, damn.
We haven't sentences, guys.
So, between African food and Indian food, out of the two, which one is the most spicy?
The spiciest. See, I don't know. I'm not the right one to ask. You know why?
Well, you ate both, right?
Yeah, but I never ate spicy. I don't eat spicy African or Indian.
No, but you have tried. Remember, we went to like over here. I can't remember the name of it. The African restaurant over here. Remember, like we got the what is it called, the jugo, and then they gave us the spice, and it was like super spicy. So
But what I'm saying is that like by accident, but like even Indian, whenever I order, I say mild, and then even when I order mild and it comes and then it's not mild, it's spicy. It's probably like their medium version of it. So I've never had the spiciest Indian or the spiciest African. That like I've never even like tried it.
I would say
even when I smell it and it smells a certain way, I don't even like to. You like to. You're okay with trying. I don't like.
No,
trying.
I don't try this. Remember, every time the spice, I'm like, I don't want it. I ask you like, is it spicy? You like, yeah. I'm like, I don't want it.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like if let's say I didn't eat it or I didn't try it, you'll like kind of try.
No. The thing about African spice.
Yeah.
When you smell it, you can kind of tell which one is like.
It's about to hit.
Yeah, like so. Me, like I would say.
That gummy konoburi.
Yeah, I would say African spice is because I've tried like Indian food that was super spicy on accident.
Oh.
Right? I asked for mild, they gave me super spicy.
Yeah.
But it was good, but it was spicy. It's like you soon as I'm like, oh, this is good, and then boom, it hit you. Yeah. African spice, it just hits you soon as you try it. It's not like it kicks in later. It kicks in right away. So I would say African spice is more spicy to me.
And I have something. So one of the things that you mentioned too, kind of going back to like watch where you eat, and what I tell our kids that too is like, even meat, right? Mm-hmm. Like especially in Africa and stuff, I can see why people will be like, don't eat at everybody's house because you don't know what kind of meat people eat, right? In the stew, it could be pork, it could be some sort of like lizard, it could be duck, it could be rabbits, which obviously a lot of people eat duck and rabbit and stuff like that, but like let's say for example like a bat or some crazy stuff, right?
I seen that. That's crazy.
You mentioned like the guy, he was hustling and he was
selling
cooking some
food,
crazy meat, like absolutely not. So that's the other reason too, like you just never know. And also like even when it comes to seafood, mishandling of seafood and stuff, like what if they get seafood poisoning and then they have a stomach ache and stuff like that. Obviously like it's not going to be all the time, if your friend is having a pizza party and their birthday and stuff like that, like sure, but it's just one of those things where it's like I don't want to every single place you go you're like I'm hungry.
No, that's a
as
fact.
If we don't feed you in the house.
No, that's a fact. I mean, like, sometimes, like,
and I want them to be healthier too. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we are able to control like their health and their eating and their nutrition and stuff, I definitely want that. Like, I don't want you giving an excuse to go to your friend that gives you burgers every day.
And also, sometimes not even like because the person is dirty and all of that. It's certain manners that they teach you. Yeah. Like when you don't be like a beggar. Don't be like the person that always goes to people's house to go eat.
I'm hungry.
Don't act like you don't have any manner. Don't act like you don't have enough at home.
Like we don't feed you.
Yeah, so like that too, the embarrassment part. So yeah, that's, I mean, it happens. It happens all the time. You go over there, you want to eat, but hey, if you're hungry, what can he do? Like not eat?
And then also like, but then that makes you like not even that you're hungry. You're just kind of you're like you eat at home and you ate at home. You just kind of like, but what I was gonna say is like also in the nutritional aspect of it, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's the other thing too. Like if you want to make sure you kind of control kind of a certain type of nutrition nutritionist plan in your household, if they're going to their friend house and like I said, eating burgers and Cokes every single day, and like no, you don't, there's food at home and then you're well fed. Yes, if you go out and stuff, if you're hungry, sure, we're not saying absolutely not, but best practice, don't just go to anybody's house and just eat anything.
No, that's a fact. I mean, that's that. So that's another Unveil episode. We got into the funny story, then we started talking about food. It just led to some type of cultural conversation. So yeah, that was a good conversation. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow us, click the page, check out the previous podcast episode, Apple Podcasts. Just stay tuned. We got more and more coming, man. It is what it is. Unveiled Mindset.
So much evil in this world, I sit back like, why bother? But get a different view every time that I call dollar. It's like Numi got the Uzi, man, she always spitting facts. She be dropping bombs, make all of them double back. Then the crime raises. It's something they never gonna get that. But it's cool, let's sit back, let's chit chat. Unveiled Mindset. Unveiled Mindset.